Hi, everyone. I hope you all have had an awesome weekend. I'm really looking forward to seeing you again this week. But I wanted to take this time to talk about the one online assignment that you're going to have over the course of the week. So, before we get into the assignment, I do want to talk about what we're going to be doing at school. So, this week at school, both the blue group and the green group are going to be taking the iReady reading diagnostic during our 2 days at school. So that means blue group, you're going to be taking the diagnostic on Monday and Tuesday. And then green group, you're going to be taking the diagnostic on Thursday and Friday of this week. Now, because we only have 2 days, this does need to get done at school. And so the assignment that I'm about to go over in this video should be getting done at home in your own independent time. And so to talk really quickly about the assignment here, it's called Independent Reading Log. So as you know, last week I took you guys to the library in order to pick out one independent reading book. Now I know there's an exception for my third period, which unfortunately the library is closed during your period, so we did not get an opportunity to do that. That being said, if you are in my third period and you do not have a physical book to read at home this week, then I have also attached a link of different online books that you can read. And so please, for the time being, use one of those if you do not have like a physical book handy for use, okay? So basically what we're doing this week is I'm going to ask you to select one book that you're choosing to read over the course of the week. I'm not going to ask you to finish the book this week, but I do want us reading 20 minutes a day in the book of our choice. And so the book I'm going to be reading is called, I know it's kind of hard to see, is called 13 Chairs. And I've never read this book before, but it interested me because it's supposed to be a horror book. And that's not really a genre I go for very often, but I want to change it up and see if I'm going to like it. And so my job this week with our independent reading log assignment is to document my reading every day. So for example, the directions say, this week you will be asked to read 20 minutes a day in your independent reading book or on one of our online books that I posted the links for. And what you're going to be doing is while you're reading or after you've finished reading, you're going to use this log here to help you document how many pages you're reading each day, the time you're spending reading, and then 2 important notes from today's reading. So for example, as you could see my example there, I read today. I read this morning, and I read page 1 through 35 in my book, 13 Chairs. And I did that this morning for 20 minutes from 9:15 a.m. and I'm going to go ahead and to 9:35 a.m. So I've met my 20-minute mark. If I wanted to read longer than that, that's absolutely acceptable. You're just going to document how much time you spent reading that day. And so after I read my 20 pages, what I did was while I was reading, I either had a notebook open or some Post-it notes or something that could help me kind of document what's happening that I thought was really important. So in my book, I wrote down 2 things because that's what the directions asked me to do. Once I was done reading, I wrote down 2 things that happened in my book that I want to remember because those seem to be pretty significant to the story. So my main character's name is Jack, and in the story, Jack is incredibly curious as a character. He walks into like an abandoned building that looks super scary, very sketchy. A normal person would not walk into this building as confident as our character Jack did. And as he walks in, he sees 12 random people sitting around a table in 12 chairs. And it sounds as though these 12 people are going to be telling him stories that have occurred in those people's lives, scary stories. And so I went ahead and wrote down as my first note here that he sees those 12 people because I think that's probably going to be pretty significant to the story. And then my second note is going to be Mr. Blackburn, that's one of the people he sees in one of the chairs, tells him a story about a character named William who attempts to steal a ring off of a dead man's finger, and he ends up kind of paying the price on that. And so notice I didn't put all the detail in there, but I'm just kind of making a quick note of something that I thought was important in my log. And so basically what you're going to do here is each day this week, Monday through Friday, you will read for 20 minutes. You will document what page you're starting at on that day, what page you're ending at your 20 minutes, what time you spent reading to show me that you've read for 20 or more minutes, and then 2 notes that you're taking of important things that happened in your book that day. Okay, so that's the reading log portion of this assignment. And then next, what's going to happen is each day you're responsible for reading 20 minutes, but you're also responsible for answering one question. And you get to pick what that question is. So in my book this morning, I didn't really get, even though I read quite a bit of pages, I didn't really get into like anything significant in the story. And so I would want to look through all 5 of my questions and see, okay, after my reading today, which one of these questions can I answer right now? And so I'm going to go ahead and look through my questions. So the first question is selecting a character in the book and making an inference about that character. I could definitely answer that question right now if I wanted to. The next is to write a summary of what I read tonight. You know, I might hang tight on that question. Even though I read 35 pages, I don't know if I really have a whole lot of good information to summarize, so I might wait on that one. Write down one way that a character from this section of the text changes. Okay, my character, I've learned about my character, but I haven't seen a whole lot of changing in them yet because I'm still at the beginning, and so I'm probably not going to do that one today. How does the section of the text that you read fit into the book as a whole? Yeah, I'm not ready for that question. And explain how the conflict is developing in the section of the text you're reading. Okay, so I am kind of looking at all 5 of my questions, knowing that I have to answer one question a day. And I'm looking and saying that I think the first question might be the best question for me to answer tonight because I'm able to answer that question given what I have read in my book. Okay, and so what I would do is I would read the directions for my question. I'm going to see what the question wants of me, and then I'm going to start answering the question right underneath. And remember, we're always changing our font color to a different color to make that answer stand out. And so on Monday, after I document my pages and my time and my 2 important notes, I'm going to go down and pick one writing prompt to do per day. And that's up to you what order. They don't have to be in this order. You get to pick what order they are in. Then the next day on Tuesday, I'm going to go do my page numbers, do my time, make sure it's 20 minutes at least, 2 notes about what I have read that day that's important. And then on Tuesday, I'm going to pick a new prompt. So I'll have 4 prompts left. Which one do I want to do on Tuesday? Okay, and then I'm going to repeat those steps Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So on Friday night at 11 p.m., you should be turning in a completed reading log, and you should have answered all 5 questions. Okay, so please, please, please make sure you are reading the directions, you're watching the instructional video, and that you're reading 20 minutes a day, documenting that reading and choosing one question from our list of prompts per night to answer about the reading that you have done. Okay, I am obviously going to be available on Wednesday to meet with whoever needs to be met with. But ultimately, this is independent. You'll have time at school if you finish the diagnostic early, but if not, this is done at home, okay? All right, guys, so if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. But remember, the expectations that we talked about at school, we need to try our best. We need to problem solve. We need to push ourselves beyond what we think our limits are. And we need to remember that we're capable of doing this, okay? All right, I will see you this week. And I hope the rest of you who I don't see till the end of the week have a great few days. And I will talk to you soon. Bye.